We're good to go? I think so. All right. 3, 2, 1. Stay gold. All right. This is going to be the first of many videos. I go wasting your time with any extra blabber. Let's get straight to it, because we got something important that we need to do right now. If you haven't seen the self-made challenge yet, the video that I made, go watch that. Even though it's not gonna be as well structured as like the new modern ones, heck, even the old videos were more structured than that one. It's still gonna give you some insight on what it is that I'm doing. So if I get results, which not if, when I get results, it'll make sense, right? It'll clarify everything. Self-made challenge. And if you want to take the challenge too, you can do it as well, right? It's it's easy to watch, but as far as like actually starting it and the things that come with it, that's going to be pretty difficult. But I can tell you, when you start, the longer that you do it, the easier it's going to become. And it's going to become like clockwork. And it's going to be that cycle that I was talking about in the video, but a good cycle that you want to be in, not a bad negative cycle that you don't want to be in. All right. With all that being said, all right. The goals, right? Now, how are you going to work towards something if you don't have a goal, right? And basically in this video, I'm going to tell you how to discover the goal and ways to stay consistent with the goal and to remind yourself of the goal. And also, I'm going to tell you how to make the goal seem worth it. In other words, how to trick yourself into working towards the goal. All right. So it's not like you're playing mind games with yourself to that extreme. Don't take it the wrong way. But essentially what you are doing is you're kind of throwing a little bait out for yourself, right? And of course you're gonna bite. Now with the goal, right? In order to discover what it is, what's your goal? The things that have worked, for me at least, you've kind of always knew what your goal was since you were young. Now, whether you still remember it or if you hang on to it, if your goal changed, I don't know. You know, I'm just somebody on the other side of the screen right now. But what I do know is you've probably seen something from someone else or somewhere else, and you either want something like that or you want to be something like that. And even if that's not the case, there's still somewhere or some point in time where you had that sort of moment of clarity when you're like, yeah, this is something I would like to do for the rest of my life. That's the type of goal I'm talking about. Not a temporary goal that is going to expire in like 2, 3, 4 months. Something that's actually going to last a lifetime. Because so long as you live, this goal is essentially going to be force or your source of life, but it's going to be sort of like your meaning in life. And with meaning comes purpose, and with purpose comes completion, right? And there are different things you can do to kind of put all those puzzle pieces together to make yourself complete. And when you're complete, getting inner peace is going to be so much easier. Getting contentment in life is going to be so much easier. And getting self-worth and self-value is going to be way easier versus if you're still looking for those puzzle pieces, you're still trying to find those puzzle pieces and you don't know where they are. You don't even know where to start. That's what this is here for. And I think it's pretty fitting that this is the first video, because even though I'll branch off, I did say in my very, very first video when I had the blue shirt on, and I forgot the title for that. I don't even think I got a title yet because these are pre-records, but I said in that video that there are 4 stools that I'm going to build you all build with you all with. And the first one is mental. Your mental state, mentality, the brain. This is the key. This is the master key, man. Your body's the lock. Your mind unlocks your body. Okay, a lot of stuff that you're going to go up against is a mental thing. And if you don't got the mental strength or strength at that point, because it'll evolve from strength to strength. If you don't got the mental strength to handle the stuff that you're gonna have to deal with for the type of change that you want and the type of new you that you want. Not that anything's wrong with you right now, but you can improve yourself. You always can improve yourself. Me personally, that gives me that contentment. Always improving, always growing. I don't ever want to stop growing. I don't ever want to stop evolving as a person. You know, I've been getting teased for years by that gold prime me or whatever that haunts my dreams. Like, this is real, man. Number 2 is going to be your physical health, your body, your one and only, the thing that your soul pilots, the thing that your brain pilots, if you're scientific or spiritual, right? You only get one of those. You know, Android bodies that you can put your brain in, that ain't publicly available yet. Body transfers, not publicly available yet, if it's even around, right? That's number 2, because if you take bad care of your car, what happens to it? It falls apart. You don't upkeep the maintenance. You don't check the tire pressure. You don't change the oil. You don't check the windshield wiper fluid. You just neglect that thing. And it breaks down on you and you call it a piece of junk. You didn't take care of it. Take care of your stuff will last longer. Listen, there was a gym teacher I used to have, and she literally taught generations before I came. And I did not know her age until I was told it. And I was like, no way. No way. And she is the biggest health nut that I have ever seen in my entire life. And at the age that she's at, you never would know unless she told you. And she was outrunning people that were my age at that time. They would go off and talk their trash to her. Next you know, they getting smoked up in the mile. They getting smoked up in the cardio activities we were doing at the gym. And it's just, I'm sitting there watching like, huh, you know, that's living proof. And with a lot of this stuff, it's going to be experiences that I have had. For the context behind these videos, and I have a lot of them. I know I may not be the oldest dog around, but I don't think wisdom has an age, man. Wisdom can bestow itself on anybody. It can find its way to anybody. It's all about what you've been exposed to, what you've been taught, shown, all that stuff. And that's number 2. I'm not trying to have you all being these health nuts like she is. Goodness gracious. She is serious about her body. But I'm trying to have it to where you're healthy. You can do things. You're not limited. Your body's not what's stopping you, basically. Your mind's not what's stopping you. Your body's not stopping you. And now for number 3, your social circle, your social pool. That's what I called it back then, but I lost those audios. It's all about the people you hang around. You're seeing anything that involves other people. That's stool number 3. Why is that important, you may ask? Being a human being, right? You're just hardwired basically to be social, man. We're just giant ants if you really think about it. Really think about that real quick. You know, that might be the first thing that's disagreed on that I've said so far. Being ants, but giant. As much as ants can, but ants don't do the things we do. We're built, like we build things that they can't build. At least not yet. Unless they get exposed to some mutagen or some like nuclear radiation that mutates them or something. As of right now, they build with the earth. We build with the earth too, but in a different way. That's what separates us, right? And I'll just leave it at that. You know, but that's number 3. Being so social. Of course you want to be around people that share the same interests as you. I know all about that stuff. Now listen, I'm not the most social person. I'm probably the outcast misfit. I'm brutally honest with myself. I'm not popular. I never was popular. Even in my final like year or whatever before I graduated, I still, if anything, I was the unpopular loner or the popular loner. Whatever you want to say like that. I was quiet. I was extremely shy. I couldn't talk to anybody who was not the same. Like if they weren't a homie, bro, I couldn't talk to them. I couldn't. That's why for all the shy guys, I got so much stuff for y'all. For the people who are like extroverted and stuff, I got stuff for you too, but not nearly as much for the shy people, because I can actually speak on that, because I even to this day, I still have that at my core, but it's a lot better than it was back then. I don't get as nervous or as much anxiety now when I go to talk to girls and stuff like that. But there'll be time for that. Right now, I want to build up from 1 to 4, which brings us to number 4 after I say this about 3. Just getting your social pool built up. It's just satisfying, you know? You got other people that are in your corner possibly. You've got scenes, you've got people that you involve yourself with. It could be on a business level, friendship level, romantic level, whatever, right? But you need mental fortitude for that. You need the first stool. You also need the second stool, because there's so many social activities that you actually need a body for. Like, you can't be sitting there just, you know, or else you're just going to get left behind. And then you'll realize that slowly with time, they don't do those activities around you anymore, because you're kind of like a buzzkill, you know. Number 4, the 4th stool, the finances. Now, why is it number 4? Because if you don't have that first stool, you're not getting nowhere with number 4. You're not, especially if your goal is entrepreneurship. You're not. If you don't got the mental fortitude, you're not going to get far. You're going to hit a brick wall, quit. Get adversity, quit. Get some backlash, quit. Get naysayers, quit. Don't get the results you want, quit. Doesn't come in a timely manner, quit. So you see why I'm trying to build the first stool first? All the other stools are contingent on it. If you don't got thick skin, tough skin, how are you going to socialize with people? You won't be able to deal with rejection. You'll get rejected and say, oh man, freak this. Flip all this. This isn't working, basically. I'm trying to get your mental fortitude up and your patience. You need that for the 3rd stool. 2nd stool too. You want to get the 6-pack. You want to get slim thick. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not. And me personally, I tried for years to get big, to get ripped, to get that physique that I want. Didn't happen. It didn't matter what I did, what coaches I talked to, all that stuff. Which means that when I do figure it out and I do get those results that I want, I'll be living proof for that too. Stool, it arguably is the most important. Word, I have to say it. Hypergamy. That's the most well-known word for it, but there's other words. But that's the word for why the color green is so important. Without the 4th stool, the 3rd stool can't work. Without the 4th stool, the 2nd stool can't work. Unless you're going to go out in the woods and, you know, start benching logs and being a wild man. Hunting your own food, being a caveman. You need that 4th stool. But you don't need the 4th stool for the 1st stool. You see why I ordered them the way that I did. Gives you access to the 2nd, 3rd stool. You can attract more people. Are they worth anything? It's up for you to decide. Why are they here? Obviously, it's got something to do with the 4th stool. You will see. You will see. When that 4th stool starts kicking off and it's holding up your stool, your actual stool, because all the pegs are there now. Oh, it's going to come in. It's going to come in like flooding water. Social pool. Just like that. And with that social clarity, that social proof, oh my goodness. Number 2, results going to start coming in. If you want to, you could get a personal trainer. If you want to, you can get that diet you want. You can afford that diet. I know there's cheap diets out there and all that. I tried that and I didn't get anything out of it, right? But like I said, I got a very stubborn body that's very stubborn to change. And with the fourth stool, yes, it could be number one, but it's not going to be number one unless you make the first stool number one first. And you got to keep the first stool number one. Once you start losing that mental fortitude, the thick skin and all that, all of the stools fall apart. There's a balance to all of this. There are more stools. There's a fifth and sixth one. One of them spiritual, but it's not for everybody. That's why I categorize verse 4 for something that works for everybody. Get the balance. And these four stools are going to give you that. And as more time progresses and each of the stools get more and more coverage, it'll all make more sense. But for right now, the goal is simple. You know what you're passionate about. If you don't know, explore. Out of your favorite TV show. There's inspiration everywhere. Then once you find the goal, you want to look at what comes from completing that goal. Let that be your motivation. Oops. Let that be your motivation. What is the loot that comes with this goal and completing it? Think of it like a quest in a video game. A lot of people don't bother with a lot of side quests because the items aren't worth it. Like 100 XP, I can get 100 XP from killing these 2 slimes right there in like 2 seconds. Why am I going to run from this point of the map all the way to this point of the map to deliver a box to this person? Deliver that box yourself. Oh, it's a love letter for your long lost love. Do it yourself. I'm not doing that for 200 XP or 20 coins. When I'm to the point now where the gear that I'm trying to get is like 5,000 coins. What is 20 coins going to do for me? Right? That's like a very blunt way to look at it, but it gets the point across, right? 2 things. Now all this stuff to do is just start. Once you start, be consistent. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, then it starts to 20, then 30, then 40. Develop it into a habit. That's what the self-made challenge is there for. And once it's a habit that's dang near unshakable, dang near unbreakable, it's going to be automated. It's going to be like second nature to you. It becomes muscle memory. I'm just trying to set you all up for the success, right? This is why I said kind of like tricking yourself into doing it by looking at the results. If you need to, I don't care. Look at other people who have got there, who've gotten the results, who started exactly where you were. They're living proof too. Right now, because I ain't living proof of nothing other than, I guess, life, right? But with time, I will become proof of many different things. But until that day, we're in the same spot. If you want to get further, if you want to progress, what you need to do is start. You're never going to reach the finish line if you don't crank your car, man. But you got to go search for your car. What type of build do you like? What type of gas does it take? Just made it one up, but what type of gas does it take? What's the mileage? How many miles you need to cross to get to your destination in the course? And once you get through that course and you pass the finish line, what's the next course? Always look for the next course. Don't get complacent. That's all I got for right now. Oh, my phone ran out of storage. I'm gonna figure out a different way to do this because, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that extra little thing because stuff like that will make you not want to do things that matter. But once again, gotta think of solutions. So anyways, take what you need, leave what you don't. Turn to gold.